2020 can suck my ass. I'm going to do my best to not sound like a bumbling idiot. I didn't see this coming at all. I'm a bit shook, and I'm still trying to form coherent thoughts and sentences. So bear with me here. Social media has essentially broke since the news of Gronk going to the Bucs via trade. Hey, there's a couple different theories going around as to what exactly happened to get to this point, and I'm going to give my thoughts on those and what I think happened and what it means for the team and if it was a good move for the team. And just in general, how I'm feeling about this whole thing. So the easy thing to explain is what it means for the team. Essentially what happened here is they traded a 7th rounder for a 4th rounder. And that's a win. Gronk was never going to play here again for a couple of reasons. One, I'm going to get into more in detail in a little bit, but it has to do with his disconnect with Bill. The second reason is that if he were to sign those unretirement papers, the Patriots would have had to free up $9 million in cap space. And I don't know if you guys have been paying attention, but they have about $1 million. They would have had to make a lot of adjustments to acquire that and make that work. And if you just look at it in general, he's coming back for this year and maybe another one. My guess is that he'll probably retire when Brady does, unless he suffers another major injury. But basically, with Brady gone, he wasn't coming back here. The Pats without Brady, I wouldn't call them elite contenders anymore. And obviously he's chasing another ring. And also, I think this is a major thing that people are forgetting here. Gronk was pretty much traded back in, I think it was 2017 to the Lions. And the deal was pretty much done. And Gronk said, I'm not doing that. If you trade me, I will retire because I don't want to play with a quarterback who But his actions here are completely in line with those of a few years ago. He had all the leverage. If he signed those papers, they would have had to either pay him or trade him. And the only place he wanted to be traded is to Tampa Bay to play with Tom. So as far as the team thing goes, I'll take that 4th round pick and I'll take an extra player in the draft. We were going to get nothing. So getting something out of it is a win. So there's a big theory going around that, Brady had at some point had said, hey Gronk, take a year off, rehab, get healthy, and then when I leave next year, come with me to wherever I go. And that this whole thing was sort of planned. And honestly, I think it's definitely a possibility. I'm not fucking Batman, so I can't say for sure. It's all speculation. But I think the likelihood of something like that taking place, especially given the closeness of those two's relationship, I would say the odds are pretty good. And I've seen a lot of fans say that, they feel betrayed or, they feel like Brady and Gronk, if they did this, they really pissed on the fans. I don't personally take it that way. I'm much more focused on celebrating, everything they gave us and, the greatest dynasty in all of sports. I mean, Brady gave you 6, Gronk contributed to 3 of those. I think, if you're upset that it didn't have a storybook ending in the sense that they both finished their careers here and, you're saying, they're dead to me, like, fuck them, like, I hope they do awful. I feel like you sound like a spoiled brat, but at the same time, I do understand frustration there. And if that is something that took place, it is scummy. It is. But I also think, and the main thing with this is, I think fans are taking it way too personal if that's what actually happened. Because it's a total F you to Bill. And it sucks that fans are the ones who are also caught in the crossfire, but the intent of them doing this, if that's what actually happened, isn't to shit on the fans. It's to get out of here, but also still play together. They didn't leave because of anything the fans did. They're eternally grateful for the fans, and they gave everything to the fans for many years. I do understand fans, having some sort of being upset, with the fact that this is the way things played out. But I'm just not an angry person. I'm just not. And, even if they did do that, like, that's pretty shitty. Yeah, like, it's scummy. Like, that would sting. That would sting that they would be sneaky and, look grimy. But I don't think it's a betrayal by any means. And I think if you're using that word, you're taking it way too personal. A betrayal to me would have been if Brady or Gronk or both had said, yeah, like, I'm coming back, and then they did this shit. Because that's going back on your word, and that would feel more like a betrayal to me. This just feels like they still wanted to play together, but they didn't want to do it here for reasons X, Y, and Z, being, Bill. And I get that. Again, if that's what truly happened, it's not a good look. It's just not. But that, again, there's nothing that can take away from what they already gave us here and everything they did here. It's just not going to tarnish that legacy for me. I'm always going to have good memories of them, both during their primes, dominating the league, being a blast to watch. That's how I'm going to remember them. And I think a lot of this is just the typical knee-jerk social media reaction crap. Something bad happens and some people have just this like built up anger inside of them where they need to go on social media and just scream at something. And I've already seen it. I've already seen the comments of fuck Brady, fuck Brady, fuck Gronk. I'm done with them. I hope they get destroyed in Tampa. I saw some people say that they hope Gronk gets hurt. And that's just, come on. If you're one of those people, like, you gotta grow up. If you're someone who's actively rooting for an injury for a player that gave you everything, that's just kind of sad to me. And I'm never going to be that kind of fan. I'm just not. While I do think there's a moderate chance that it was planned, I do think the other possibility is, there's no question Gronk needed a break, right? His body was breaking down. Whether or not he was going to come back, he needed a break for his body. He got it. He's feeling better now. His love for the game never left. It was just that he physically couldn't do it. But now that he's had time to rehab, he clearly feels better. I've read that he's putting on weight so he can come back. And again, he's only ever wanted to play with Brady. And that was never going to change. And it was the case a couple years ago when they almost traded his ass. And it's still the case now. There's a possibility, it was talked about back then. Like there is a good chance that happened. I can't assume with this stuff. Unless there's significant evidence and there's something to point to that says, that is telling. And maybe there's something like that I just haven't seen, but I haven't seen it. I'm going to go under the assumption that it may or may not have happened. But either way, I just have to look at everything they did. And it's as simple as that. I still like both of them and I want both of them to succeed. And yeah, I'm excited to see them play again together. I didn't think I was ever going to get that again. And I am excited to see what they can do. It really, really, really hurts that it's not in a Patriots uniform. But again, it is what it is. I'm not, I'm upset, but I'm not going to make a big stink about it because they left a lot behind here. But anyways, I think, while there is a good chance that happened, I think it's also a chance that it just happened to work out the way that it did. I think there's a chance that Brady truly didn't know what he was going to do with this year. And, when he finally did make a decision, it wasn't here. And Gronk said, ooh, I want to come back and I don't have to deal with Bill's crap. That's enticing to me. And then we have what happened today. So I think that's the other possibility. So basically they either planned it or they didn't. But either way, it's a thing. And a lot of people are pissed off about it. I'm upset that they're not going to be playing here, but it's really not the end of the world. It wasn't possible here with the money. Gronk was never going to play here again one way or another, and I'm glad that the team did end up getting something for him. It does suck that at the end of the day, Brady and Gronk are both gone, and all they have to show for it is a fourth rounder, and that hurts a little bit. But again, before the start of today, it was nothing, and now they're getting a player out of it. So that's a win. Overall, I'm glad the Patriots got something out of it. I think a lot of people are taking it too personal. I love them both. Okay, I love them both, and I wish them well. I hope they have success there. I'm a Patriots fan at heart, but with everything they gave us, I am always going to root for them. But at the end of the day, we got something, and I hope them the best. I do, and I don't feel betrayed. If it was planned, it's a little bit grimy and sneaky and all that stuff, and that hurts quite a bit if that's what happened. But that doesn't take away from anything, and it doesn't really tarnish them that much in my book. They're both Boston legends. They're two of the greatest Patriots of all time, and they always will be. But yeah, those are my thoughts. What do you guys think? Are you mad? Are you not? What was your reaction? Comment below, let me know. As always, like and subscribe, and yeah,